Once there was a very clever minister in a king's court. This minister had a solution for every problem. The king did not make any big decision without asking him. Because of this, other people in the court were jealous of the minister. One day, the king told the minister, "You are very smart, but your son is very foolish and has no sense." The minister did not like this. He asked, "Your Majesty, why are you saying this? Why do you think my son is foolish?" The king said, "Every morning when I go to meet the people, your son is always waiting. He asks for money, and then he just gives it all away to anyone who asks him. He has no plans for the money. He just gives it away." The minister felt sad, but he listened. The next day, the minister called his son. He said, "Son, I know the king thinks you are foolish, but I want to see if you can be clever too. Today, I want you to go to the market. Buy the most expensive thing you can find, but it must also be the cheapest." The son was confused. "Father, how can something be both the most expensive and the cheapest?" The minister smiled. "That is your task. Think hard." The son went to the market. He walked around for a long time, thinking about his father's words. He saw jewels, fine clothes, and rich foods. All were expensive, but were they the cheapest? He didn't think so. Then he saw a man selling small clay pots. The pots were very plain and cost almost nothing. The son bought one. He then walked to a small, quiet corner of the market where an old woman was crying. Her stall had been knocked over and all her fruits were ruined. She had no money and no food. The son took out the clay pot. He filled it with water from a nearby fountain. He then gave the water and the clay pot to the old woman. He also gave her all the money he had left. The old woman looked at him with tears in her eyes and thanked him deeply. She said, "You have given me the most valuable thing, something money cannot truly buy: kindness and hope." The son went back to his father. He told him what he had done. "Father," he said, "I bought a clay pot, which was very cheap. But when I gave it with water and my money to the old woman, her thankfulness and the hope I saw in her eyes felt like the most expensive thing. It was priceless." The minister smiled proudly. He took his son to the king. The minister told the king the whole story. The king listened carefully. "Your Majesty," the minister said, "my son did not buy jewels or gold. He bought a simple clay pot, but he used it to give kindness, which is the most valuable thing in the world. He showed that true wealth is not just in having money, but in how we use it to help others. This is the cheapest way to buy happiness for yourself and for others." The king thought for a moment. He realized that his judgment of the son was wrong. He had only seen the son giving away money, not the good that came from it. From that day on, the king understood that true wisdom wasn't just about managing money, but about understanding the value of generosity and kindness. He looked at the minister's son with new respect, realizing that the son, in his own way, was just as clever as his father.